Well, hello, lovelies. I'm just trying to get some light on the situation in here because holy Toledo, it's so dark in my house. Hi, how are you doing? All right, so if you're tuning in, what's up? I love being live on YouTube. This is the second live I've done, so welcome. Jen Johnson here, and on this channel, if you're just tuning in, I love to educate and empower on how to grow your faith and your business together because doing things God's way is always the best way to roll. So what's up? Today we're talking about best practices for email marketing. Email marketing is one of my most favorite things that I do. And I remember when I first got started, I thought I was going to hate it. I didn't want to think about writing emails and, just the whole process just seemed to be very tedious. And I got to tell you, it's one of my most favorite things that I do ever now. And I'm so excited that I get to share with you how to do it and the simplicity of it and actually how much fun you can have with it and why it's so important. And so today I do want to give you some just basic best practices. But before I do that, I want to share with you just the power behind why email marketing. Out of any strategy, I just want to break it down for you like this because maybe you've heard it a lot of different ways. But out of any strategy that you decide you want to do to grow your business online, the end goal always leads back to building your email list. So if you're doing a blog, the idea is to drive traffic to your blog so that way if people eventually get on your email list. If you're doing YouTube lives or Facebook lives or wherever you're at and you're doing content, the idea is to always create a call to action to bring people towards your email list. The reason this is so powerful is because the people who are on your list are saying, yes, I want to learn more from you, or I want to hear more about what you're up to, or I want you to teach me all the things that you know about the thing that you know. And so they're giving you permission to continue giving them information. And sometimes the information is going to be, your lives and the content you provide. And other times it might be a tool or a resource that they can invest in to really make more progress. And in the process of that, you're actually turning profits, which allows you to continue doing what you're doing for your people. So if you are feeling intimidated by email marketing, or you're feeling like you just don't know how to get started, stick around to the end of the video because I have the total solution for you. It's the exact solution that one of my girlfriends I just spoke with recently, she told me she has built her email list to over 3,000 in less than 10 months. And she got started with the exact same strategy, the same resource I'm giving to you today for free. Excuse my dog. Of course, someone's at the door. So, this is how we roll when we're live. You just never know. Dexter. This is security right here. Meet Dexter. Don't let him out. So what I want to do is, not right now. So what I want to do is share with you the best practices, but just know first and foremost that email marketing is hands down, if you're not currently doing it, know that you can start not knowing everything and it's really easy to do. So I'll give you that tool at the end. So the first thing that you're going to do when it comes to just best practices is that you just have to decide to commit to email marketing. You have to make the decision that you are going to put forth the effort. And a lot of times people think, well, I'm not generating any leads. But you have to think, are you really committing to the process to generate leads? It takes effort day in and day out to actually generate leads, especially in the beginning. So just make sure that you're committed to this process of actually being able to build an email list. Secondly, realize it's not going to grow overnight, okay? This is a long-term process, but you can be still building a viable list and generating leads and building a tribe, building a community as you go and make progress on creating offers and building up your relationship with every person on your list. Don't think that you have to have a list of 100,000, 300,000 people. Even if you grow your list to 100, that's 100 new people that you can really build a strong relationship with and be able to provide them true value and get them to really trust you. So when you do make offers, they're like, hey, I totally trust this person and I'm willing to hand them my credit card. So don't ever underestimate the power of a smaller list, because the more you love on your list and the more that you give them value and information, and they really start to trust that the things that you offer them are reputable, and that the things that you're putting your name on, you're giving a stamp of approval on, that they're going to trust that you always, provide them with valuable resources, right? So they're not going to ever question that. So just realize it's not going to grow overnight. You want to have patience, grasshopper, have a little patience. The other thing is you want to study other people in your niche who are writing great emails. There are, like, one of the best ways that I learned copywriting was literally reading other people's emails, because I know some people think, oh my gosh, I need to be a poet or I need to be an author to really write great emails. I have to know all this copy or have all this psychology. Look, honestly, you need to be yourself and write the way that you would talk, and get some ideas and inspiration on formatting for your emails from other people. I'm always paying attention to people in my niche when they're doing a launch or when they're doing a big promotion. I start reading their emails heavily because I love the different ways that they go about creating offers or creating sense of urgency or creating calls to action. So really think about who are people in your space that are dominating and that are really have a high engaged email. You find those emails, or you find copy that you find very appealing or very attractive, or even headlines, you can swipe those and put them into a swipe file. So basically what that means is you're going to, I use Trello. If nobody knows what Trello is, I have another video on my YouTube channel. Trello is basically a place where you can store information, you can create cards and boards and notes and all kinds of stuff. But basically, you can use the notes on your phone, whatever you want to do. To create a swipe file, you're just going to copy the text that you want to, that you're inspired by or that you want to reference back to, and you're just going to put it in some sort of a folder to where you can actually reference it later. So, I have swipe files for promotions. I have swipe files for calls to action. I have swipe files for emails. I have swipe files for if I ever want to run Facebook ads, or if I, just different things that I come across around, like, oh, I like how they did that. And you're basically creating an album of swipe copy that will allow you to reference back to it at the time when you're actually in need of that particular type of copy. So that's a little ninja hack for you. And by the way, if you're on, I'd love to see you. I don't know if I can even see comments or anything right now, but I know there's some people on, so I just want to say what's up. The other thing is you want to commit to a writing schedule. This is really important, especially in the beginning, because I know people sometimes have that mindset of like, oh my gosh, I don't want to write too often and bug everybody. But here's what I know. It's always better to start out just going for it. And the more you write, the better you're going to get at it. It's just like going to the gym. If you go to the gym once a week, it's going to take you a lot longer to lose weight or build muscle than if you go 3 or 4 times a week. So writing is the same way. If you're constantly writing and in communication with your list, it's going to build your muscle. It's going to build your skill set of writing and getting used to communicating with them. But also, they're going to be used to the fact that you're writing that frequently because they don't know any different. And so what happens is if you start writing like once here and then maybe 2 times the next week and then once the following week, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really into this now and I want to write all the time. Your audience is now wired to think like, oh my gosh, now they're just writing so often. And that's when unsubscribes can kick in, because now they're thinking, now they're just writing so much. But if you're just writing out of the gate, it's better to like write 5 times a week and then roll down to 3 or 4. You can always scale back, but get your audience used to the fact that you love giving to them and you love providing value and information and sharing. So don't be afraid to really go out on the limb. That's where the fruit is, okay? Go out on a limb and just really get aggressive with writing and be excited about connecting and communicating with your audience through via email. The other thing is you want to focus on when you're looking through your inbox. And by the way, don't be afraid to opt into people's newsletters, because again, this is where you can do a lot of studying and research. But when you're looking through your emails, what headlines grab your attention? Because you can start making notes of those headlines and tweaking them and kind of thinking like, okay, how can I make an attention grabbing headline like this that would be relevant to my message? You know what I'm saying? And you can start tweaking it, because headlines are so important. They're the main thing that make people open or not open. So you want to really be cognizant of what you're writing as your headline to think, oh my gosh, would I open this if this was the headline? And also just you want to definitely load your newsletters with value. So, and this could be as simple as letting people know, hey guys, I went live on YouTube today. I wrote to my list today and said, hey, I'm going to be going on live YouTube later on YouTube, I'll be live. And from there, I let them know about some other things that I did inside of my private community and, just kind of other things that were going on during the week that they might have missed. So you want to always be loading with value and really letting people know like where you're hanging out. So this is a big aha that I had when I really started writing to my list. So if you're a person that stresses out over building social platforms, oh my gosh, I got to build an Instagram. I got to build up my subscribers on YouTube. I have to build up my subscribers on Facebook. Like, I want you to look at those as vacation houses. Like your social platforms are vacation houses that you can, invite your friends to, but you can only invite them to that if they've been to your actual house, right? It's easier to go on vacation with someone if you've been friends with them a while, you guys have been to each other's houses, right? They're like comfy. So I want you to think of your main house as your email list. So if you're building your email list and you're bringing you're going out on social and you're inviting people to your email list, then from there, you can really start to say, hey guys, today I did a really awesome, Instagram story, go check it out. Or hey guys, I was on Facebook today, I went live, you can go check it out. So now you're building in one area and then just pointing your tribe to all the places you're hanging out, and it's less stressful. So I want you to think about loading your newsletters up with value when you're writing your emails, but don't forget also to add your personality. It's really important that people, when they read your emails, they know that it sounds like you. And that's why it's important to write like you talk. And a little hack for that, if you're like, I just don't know how to write like I talk, what you can do is you can actually use your phone and do the voice command, and just start talking your email. Like, what do you want to say in your email? And just vocally say it out loud like you would want to say it. And then from there, you can tweak all the autocorrects that are going to happen and the grammar and all of the commas and all the things, and then just turn it into an email. You can paste it into your autoresponder. So these are just some really basic hacks. The last hack I have for you is that you definitely want to stop avoiding the fact that you want to make offers. Do not be afraid to make offers. If you're pouring out value and you're giving, you're pointing people to your content, you're giving them free resources, you should not feel bad about creating offers that are going to actually help your tribe up level and be more, it's going to be a better service, right? We all know we get what we pay for, and you can only give so much away for free because at some point, there is a better solution if you're willing to put some skin in the game, if you're willing to invest. And you don't want to rob your audience of that. You don't want to rob your audience of thinking, oh my gosh, I can't share this with them because I'm going to be asking them for money. Well, no, you're just suggesting and recommending something and saying, hey, this is an amazing thing. Check it out. And if you like it, feel free to grab it. Like, no pressure. There's a difference between really selling and like pitching and like, pressuring people and doing hypey stuff. Then there is just suggesting or recommending something. And I really look at sales that way, is saying, hey, look, here's something that I know could work for you. And if you want to check it out, you can go here and do so, versus the hype and the tense pressure around all of it. So don't be afraid to make offers to your list. Now, you might be sitting here going, Jen, I don't have a list. I don't know how to create a list. What would be the first steps to doing this? How do I go about actually getting started with email marketing? And that, my friend, is where I am going to help you. So right now, inside of my private community, Turn Purpose to Profit, you can go there right now, turnpurposetoprofit.com, and you can sign up. You will end up on my email list, just full disclosure, since we're talking about this right now. What's cool though is that you can actually you can go there and you can get into the private community, and that is where I'm actually doing a 7-day list building experience. There's videos that are going in there that are telling you all about the 2 tools that you're going to need to get started. And there's free trials for both of the tools that you can check out. And then I'm going to walk you through how to set up both tools, how to get both tools talking to each other, and how to go about getting started with writing to your list, how to go about inviting people to your list. This is a full 7-day list building experience. And I'll put the links in the description below, because there's another place you can go to where you can actually get these videos emailed to you. And so I'll stick that in the description below for you to check out. That way you're ensuring that you don't miss anything. Because I know with groups, it's like, you know how the algorithms work. So, but this is what I would suggest doing. Look, you don't have to be a know-it-all to get started. You just have to be willing to get started and taking the first steps. And I'm telling you that the 7-day list building experience is going to be the very first step for you to take to just create it. Because a lot of times we're thinking, oh my gosh, but what am I going to write? And what if people, complain? Or what if people unsubscribe? Or what if people don't like what I have to say? It's like, you haven't even set up a system to be able to do it yet. So take the first step. The first step is just deciding that you want to really grow an email list and be in the reorder business, not in the I got to find new customers all the time business, but create relationships with your customers and your clients and make it to where they always want to gobble up everything you have to offer, right? So it gives them every opportunity to do so if they're on your list. So head over to the Turn Purpose to Profit community at turnpurposetoprofit.com, and you can grab them there, or you can grab them at the link below to where the videos will actually be emailed to you, and you will get all the information on how to set up your tools and all that kind of stuff. So that was my quick live for you guys today. I hope you have an amazing weekend. My goal is to be here every Tuesday and Thursday. Today is Friday. So I'm working on the Thursdays right now, getting more consistent with those and getting onto a schedule. So I appreciate you guys being here. And if you love content like this and you want to not only grow in your marketing world and in growing your business, but also growing spiritually in faith. It was such a game changer when I really started to bring God in the center of my business and really partner with him and have him be the CEO. It made a huge difference. And so you're going to find all that here on this channel. And I encourage you just to poke around on here. So if you have any questions, you can definitely leave them in the comments below. While you're there, I invite you to subscribe because I'd love to hang out with you here more. But other than that, God bless, my friend. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you next time.